New question, the member from Perth-Wellington.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Community and Social Services. The minister was asked if she knew about the problem with SAMS before it was launched. The minister said, "Nobody told me." Will the minister now admit that just wasn't true, and will she apologize to the people of Ontario?
Thank you. Minister of Community and Social Services.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I think I've acknowledged many times in this House that SAMS did not roll out the way it should have. No one's denying this. But let's be clear about what we're talking about. A memo was released. It was written by the project manager for SAMS, and it was addressed to the administrators out in the field. And I would like to read that memo in its entirety. What he said on November the 1st was, "I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that there have been significant challenges, both with the development of the solution and with site readiness. However, this was not unexpected in such a large and complex modernization initiative, and in every instance we have worked together to overcome these challenges." This was precisely the type of information that was relied upon to roll out SAMS in November of 2014.
Answer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Unfortunately, I didn't hear an apology. When the minister said, "Nobody told me," that wasn't true, plain and simple. On November 1st, the minister received a memo from the SAMS team leader which said the system faced significant challenges.
Get the message? Withdraw, please. Withdraw.
Okay, the system was faced with significant challenges. That means she had time to stop the release of SAMS before the damage was done. Instead, she assured everyone that she was confident SAMS would have a seamless rollout the following week. In previous governments, a scandal like this would have triggered resignations. Has anyone in this government accepted the consequences for such a monumental screw-up? Anyone at all? Because this minister hasn't.
I'd like to reiterate that the memo in question was sent not to me but to administrators in the field. And what I'd like to point out—
The member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke is warned. Finish, please.
So I'm wondering if the member opposite is suggesting that he would have pushed the stop button on much-needed innovation based on knowing there were challenges that had been overcome. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, we know that challenges did exist with the rollout, and I have accepted the responsibility for that. I started staff working groups, frontline working groups. We hired PricewaterhouseCoopers to assist us in a third-party evaluation of what needed to be done. And we have now fixed 100% of the priority issues identified by the front lines and 95% of the defects identified in the Auditor General.
Thank you. New question.